Hello, everyone, and welcome to Season 3 of WrestleDraft. I am your reigning, defending, undisputed WrestleDraft champion, OLED. And down here, we've got my tag team partner, the one and only Chris Parrish, Season 1 champion of WrestleDraft.
Nothing beats the original.
Except
But no.
the obviously better second version.
Says no one ever. But as a sportsman, congratulations on winning season 2. I'm gonna have to do that from a.
It was a combined effort as we both decided to make sure that Eric Bischoff didn't win.
Hey, sometimes we just gotta make sure the bastard doesn't pull it out.
Yeah.
And that does not need to be clipped, by the way.
No, absolutely not. Speaking of non-bastards, we've got some wonderful people in the chat, including the YouTube Trivia Champion, which will be on the line tomorrow on Ring Respect Radio. Bobby Petito's in here saying hello, guys. And of course,
AKA Bobby Stats.
Bobby Stats, yes. And my tag team partner on all things NXT, we've got the one and only Ash Bizarro saying hey, hey. And of course, our wonderful friend Turnbuckle Studios jumping in and just giving us the ole. Ole.
Ole.
But we're here for WrestleDraft. We're not going to waste your time. We got 4 weeks of booking to make, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I noticed something.
4 weeks.
Yeah, 4 weeks to book. I did notice something when I was watching the show back last week. Is that I spent too much money on my draft, and I really can't afford the best of shows.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to cut my show back in some areas here.
Do you have any power cards for that though?
I don't know. I'm gonna scale it back a little bit to start. Yeah, I can do a couple things. I don't know if I really want to do them right away, though.
I mean, you'll probably get money though right away.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, let's use them. Let's get it going. Let's improve those parts of the show. So
hey, if I can book a show on like 40,000, anybody can do it.
Yeah. All right, I still got 17 grand to play with. That's not too bad.
We very much appreciate anything anybody does supporting us, because we all know that supporting makes us a lot of happiness. And
thank you for that.
Finally,
long enough. So I will say that Astrid has told me that of all the shows, she feels like WrestleDraft has the longest uptime wait. I will say that.
Well, you know what? The best things are things you have to wait on. You know, everybody loves Christmas. You wait all year for it. People love Halloween. You have to wait all year. Only about, what, less than a week away now.
Yeah. Thinking.
Which we're going to see for the first time ever. Halloween Havoc, night 2 on Halloween. Yeah. First year Halloween Havoc will be on Halloween, and you can see that every Tuesday with yourself and Astrid.
Yeah,
taking over, which follows Turnbuckle Studios, Turnbuckle Talk.
We covered Ladies' Night last night as NXT featured 5 women's matches on the NXT
I'm actually going to defend the intro here because I'm busting out. We do 5 minutes as well. I just decided to do the calendar this time.
Yeah. No, it's something that's been mentioned to me. I typically do about 4 to 5 minutes on taking over, but we're the ones doing it. So we're talking and we're prepping and we're doing all of our stuff. So she doesn't notice it as much. Asher, just go back to listening to Britney Spears and you'll be fine.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
No.
Sorry, if you watch Ready to Rumble, that's where it's going.
She's listening to the memoir.
Oh,
something I can't wait to do at some point in the near future. That book seems to be full of all kinds of good stuff in it. I want a tag team match. I want Kit Wilson and Elton Prince take on Rey Mysterio and Braun Strowman. That sounds like fun.
It still bugs me because if didn't have that mess up on the draft, I would have had those two guys.
Yeah, but I mean, there was more than one issue with that draft.
Yeah. Although we did learn something though, is we weren't sure if we were able to stop a stream right before the draft, but if we do it at the keeper part, we'll be okay. We did learn that, so
yeah,
it's good to know. Bobby Stats coming in. I was thinking if Lola Vice wins NXT Women's Breakout Tournament, I could see her and Elektra Lopez go after the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships.
I think if Lola Vice loses the Breakout Women's Tournament, I think that they're going to go after the Women's Tag Team Championships. Because I'll be honest with you, WWE doesn't have a whole lot of tag teams left in the women's division.
Do you think they should just go... well, yeah, they only have the one set, but do you think on the men's side they should only have the one set of tag team champions as well? Or do you like...
I don't mind having two sets of men's tag team championships. If you're going to feature... They have enough teams to do two sets. It would tell more stories. It would have more teams on television. They don't have to. I think you can get away without doing it. But if I were them, I would do it.
Also, just once I want to see the tag team Royal Rumble where it's still 30 people, but 15 tag teams. And the winner, their team, gets that tag team title match at WrestleMania.
That would work. I'd be down for that.
Just make the Royal Rumble 3 Rumble matches, and then that's it.
Oh, come on. You telling me I got to save $1,000 somewhere? Fine. Save a little bit of money here. All right. That looks good.
I would have just released someone and be like, nope. Triple H, time for a new season, new start. I want to see Raw doing better than NXT this
season, year.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully he likes that. Maybe he'll help me out again. What happened to my rematch with Dragunov? Yeah, I didn't expect to have you guys.
I told you. We have Chris Best saying, "Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, Chris Best." And we got Bobby Petito,
yeah.
Bobby Stats coming in and saying they should have Shotzi and Scarlett as a tag team. They should not. Scarlett is, while a trained wrestler, not exactly, as we discussed last night, not exactly the most talented of wrestlers. And honestly, I would leave her in the job that she has. I would feature her more on television in any way, shape, or form that you can. But no, not in an in-ring capacity. At least not with what I saw on Impact. Or as it's now going to be called again, TNA. And I'm sure you guys will be covering that this Sunday if you didn't cover it last.
We did talk about it last
I was going to say, you talked about it. I was trying to figure out, I'm like, was Busting Out after Bound for Glory? And it was. What are your and Bobby's thoughts on the going back to TNA?
I'm curious to see if kind of what else they do. Like, one, I hope to God they bring back the old TNA tag team titles because those were one of my favorite championship designs.
Yeah.
That they had. Damn, I thought I had Carmelo, but I didn't.
And yes, Barry Monkey, we were talking about the lovely Miss Cross. So I know you were there for our discussion last night, but Bobby Petito brought it up again here in chat today to get Parrish's idea about what he thinks about whether or not Scarlett and Shotzi should be a tag team.
I would wait a little bit on that because I would like to see a little bit more developing on the relationship before I see that as a tag team.
Yeah. And as Chris Best says, I like her with Cross, but the stuff she's doing with Shotzi on YouTube have been very entertaining. Yeah, when you get her and Shotzi talking about scary shit, they have a ball because they both thoroughly enjoy it. So, yeah, it's no surprise that the stuff on YouTube is entirely entertaining. Scarlett is a fascinating character on television and in real life. However, she's not, again, the most talented in-ring worker. Trust me, she didn't get to WWE and where she is by being the most talented in-ring worker. They literally gave her the character of The Smoke Show, where she was on television every week to be in something sexy and lay across the couch and watch people wrestle from the stage. Like, that's what Impact did with her for a good, I want to say 8 months, 9 months, more. Barrett, you can probably tell me about how long the Smoke Show gimmick went. But
now, out of curiosity,
yes.
Did they raise prices at season 3?
No, I don't think these things cost more. I think that we just get less money in general. I don't think any of this costs more money. We have Asher jumping in saying, I hope Impact picks my video with Mel for their fan reactions. I do too. If you haven't seen it, go search out that clip on the Impact social media. They're talking about people's reactions to Impact going back to TNA, and make sure that you hit lots of likes on Ashford and Mel's response there to try to get their clip featured. Barry Monkey, it says it felt like less than a year. 8 months sounds about right. Okay.
Wrong button.
So I wasn't too far off. I mean, it worked for her, and it worked in the time that we were in. But there's a time and a place for everything, and I think that gimmick has run its course, and I don't think WWE would quite go that far with their gimmick. I mean, I know that they have, had Mandy Rose and everything that Mandy Rose did, but at the same time, I don't think Mandy Rose ever reached near the point that the Impact reached with Scarlett. Speaking of Cross, Karrion Kross is going to be in a world title match against The Rock.
Yeah, it's only because I want to do something different.
You want to do a tag team thing with Gunther and
I do. I also realized I have no heels.
Yeah, you got a whole lot of baby faces. Going to be some role changes for Parrish. Bobby Petito coming in saying, I thought Becky Lynch was going to lose her title against Blair Davenport. I thought she was going to lose her title to anybody other than Lyra Valkyria. I was very surprised last night when Lyra Valkyria won that match. I'm not angry. I'm just concerned. But good for Lyra Valkyria. It's good for her as a character. It's good for her as a person. It'll give her a chance to carry that title. Let's hope WWE knows what they're doing with it, whether it be Jade Cargill, whether it be Tiffany Stratton again, whether it be Blair Davenport, whomever it might be. Let's hope that NXT has a plan. And Sean's been cooking. So we're going to let Sean cook and let him do his thing, because he's been hitting a lot of home runs lately. So I don't see any reason to stop him just yet. Do you agree with that, Paris? Shawn Michaels has been cooking a lot lately on NXT?
I mean, I think he is the second best booker or promoter right now in professional wrestling.
Behind Scott D'Amore, of course, right?
No. I would say D'Amore is 3.
Tony Khan, obviously, then, right? Tony Khan?
Tony Khan's not even on my top 5 list.
Oh, Billy Corgan. I mean, obviously Billy Corgan. Billy
Corgan is higher up than Tony Khan, if you ask me. With that TV deal, I think he.
Man, if that deal, it has not yet still been officially announced, right? It's still just rumor from everybody at this point that he's going to the CW.
No, I think it's official, isn't it?
I never saw an official statement, so unless it came out over the last day or so. Last I knew, it was all still rumored by House of Wrestling. Barry Monkey says, I've been trying to stay positive about the change to TNA, from Impact to TNA, so I'll stay positive. It'll be massive anticlimactic. My fellow Impact fans will argue to their blue in the face that it's wonderful, that it's wonderful, and Alicia Edwards can wrestle. I mean, to be fair, Alicia Edwards can technically wrestle. How good of quality of those matches are is a bit to be determined. To be honest, I saw Alicia Edwards when she was far less trained and good as she is in Impact, believe it or not. She wrestled here on the Indies, and I've seen her wrestle Mickie James. And by the way, it was a really good match that I really enjoyed. All right, so in our opening match tonight on NXT, we've got AJ Styles taking on R-Truth and the secret weapon Akira Tozawa.
Hope Tozawa wins.
You simulate. AJ Styles retains. 3.5 stars, I'll take it. No rivalries, which is unfortunate. Bayley cuts a charity promo, gets me 2,000 fans. Not great, but I'll take it. Cora Jade versus Tiffany Stratton. Just a fine women's feud to have in the show. Tiffany Stratton gets a big win. 2.5 stars. No feud. Great. MVP does some advertising. Bam! Thank you, Mr. MVP. 16 grand for no popularity loss. That's what we like to see. Crowning new NXT Tag Team Champions this year, we've got
talk about thrown together tag team.
Pretty Deadly taking on Team Little Big, Rey Mysterio and Braun Strowman. I know it's not Alexa, but there we go. And a level 2 rivalry. There we go. Double rivalry on the tag team match. Good job. Liv Morgan calls out Tamina. Gets a level 1 rivalry. All right, there we go.
There you go.
And in our main event, Charlotte Flair takes on Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship. And the Queen of Spades is once again the NXT Women's Champion. 4-star match with a rivalry. I'll take it.
Baszler is so underrated and underappreciated.
Agreed. I wholeheartedly agree.
All right, to make new Raw Tag Team Champions, we have Ludwig Kaiser and Gunther, the longtime best friends of Imperium, going up against Jimmy and Jay, the Usos. Let's see who wins this.
The Usos, they've been down since day one.
Yeah, in a good match, level 1. Why is that only a level 1 when the tag
teams going up 2 is a temperamental, it happens every now and then kind of thing.
This is horseshit.
Rhea Ripley calls out Astrid Pizarro. Very nice.
And we got Nikita Lyons against the Genius of the Sky, Io Sky. See if they can get a rivalry here. There we go.
2 stars. But perfect. It's a rivalry, which is an important part.
It is.
Bray Wyatt flips to a heel. The Rock versus Karrion Kross.
Yeah, for the WWE Championship. Let's see what happens.
The Rock wins.
Yeah.
3 stars and a rivalry. All your rivalries are working.
Because on this day, I see clearly now, as 5,000 fans have come to life for Monday Night Raw.
There you go. And Seth freaking Rollins in the main event in an Iron Man match.
I had to end a rivalry.
It's not going to end anything because it's not a submission match.
Seth Freaking Rollins.
3.5 stars. No rivalry change.
Well, they're already at a level 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we got all kinds of fun stuff here on Eric Bischoff's show. We're going to go ahead and just simulate all. Eric Bischoff had a 5-star main event. What the hell?
And I had a perfect curve.
Eric Bischoff had a 5-star main event with Commander Aziz taking on Brute Force, whose both popularities are somehow 100.
Yeah.
In a stale rivalry, and it's a 5-star match.
I mean, from afar, Commander Aziz kind of reminds me of Alex Kane in that.
All right, so we got no injuries. Both shows had a perfect curve, which is nice. Mm-hmm. So I just want to check this. Tag chemistries are good. All right. Tag chemistries are off the charts in this match. There you go.
I mean, they should be.
Strowman and Mysterio apparently make an incredible tag team.
There you go. There's your money.
But somehow, if you look down to the fourth quote on this page, Wilson and Elton Prince have absolutely no chemistry.
I mean, it's a Mysterio fan, though, that is saying it.
It's a mysterious fan, not a Mysterio.
I see the pun.
All right, so I got 30,000 fans, and I got $280,000. Yes, in real life, Commander Aziz is no longer, Dabba-Kato is no longer with the company.
He was relieved of his position as commander.
All right, so I got $400,000 now overall. Parrish got 24,000 fans and $160,000 to bring you up to 372,000.
I did buy a few things, so that's good.
Gunther and Kaiser, an amazing tag team.
Logistic fan bonus.
And then we got Mr. Bischoff.
He probably made it like 800K.
Yep. 177,000. So,
oh no, he only has short of 800K.
Well, it's because he had 550,000 to start the show.
Yeah. Logan.
Free crew booking for you.
Yeah.
Network special for you.
Solid.
The fans your show gains this week will increase by a large amount. Pre-match physio for you.
Nice.
I got a coast to coast. I got a pre-match physio, and that's it. But here we sit. After week 1, I'm still in the lead. It's still a decent lead. But you're catching up to Mr. Bischoff.
I like how I don't have a third person.
No, you do not have a women's. You didn't crown a women's champion on your show.
No, I know. I just think it's funny.
Going back to the comments,
it's just me and my good old friend Dwayne.
Yeah, you and Dwayne just chilling. Yeah. We'll bring up Bobby Petito's comment because it came in while we were doing the recaps of our shows. AEW's World End is happening on December 30th. Mm-hmm. Do you think this is the show where MJF loses the World Championship?
I mean, I think he should lose it before, but I mean, very well could.
I think this is the show where Tony, if they're going to play up the whole bidding war of 2024, that's the show where MJF needs to retain going into the new year, or that needs to be the show that Tony Khan comes out on screen and starts pulling out all the shots to try to make sure he loses it.
Do you think because AEW has been infamous for reliving, I'll say for a choice of a better word, past moments in professional wrestling, do we think a AEW screw job might happen?
It could. They've done it once already. Remember when Kenny and the Invisible Hand, Don Callis, made sure to screw Moxley out of the title?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Parrish is on the clock in booking. Bobby Petito says that it's great to see WWE is doing a pay-per-view in Germany. It's a good thing. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I like the UK and the international shows because they happen at a different time, so I can plan my days around differently. But it definitely becomes a bit of a problem with childcare and making sure that I can do shows, because in the middle of a weekend afternoon, it's a bit harder to do shows. I'm going to get up for a moment. So, Parrish, I'm going to leave everything with you, and I'll be back in just a moment. So, hold on a second.
Uh-oh. All right. All right. As right now, I'm temporarily disabled from the game, as I'm now not. So yeah. Interesting of what I should do, if I should buy anyone or maybe wait. What an overpayment that is. Am I right? Also, Bobby Steth, you're saying it's great to see WWE's doing a pay-per-view in Germany. I agree. And I honestly think if maybe he hasn't won it before then, that could be the best way to put the title on Gunther. Or maybe a U.S. Intercontinental title on Ludwig Kaiser. One of the two. But I'm going to see who's on the legend side of it. Oof, Taker. It's only 5 weeks. Barry Monkey coming in and saying, remember the good old days when childcare was making sure your kid had a sandwich before you booted them out of the house for 6 hours? Barry Monkey, I never went to childcare, and as of right now, my boy is too young to go to a childcare, so I don't know. Now we're going to do some logistics here. That's always a smart thing to do. Gonna get the submission one. I'm gonna make a move right away. I'm also gonna see what my do not book your most popular giant this week. Okay. And then I'm going to use this submission. I'm going to see how this does. Okay. Opening match. My most popular giant is Gunther. So that's okay. I think he said most popular, right? Most popular. Okay, so Gunther will not be in a match this week, but we will get Rhea versus Becky with interference from Wendy Chu on Rhea. So that's going to open it off.
Sorry, I know you're temporarily. You should be good now.
It is all right. Just 1 second.
I remember when that's what's childcare, because that's what happened to me when childcare was given to me. I did not unfortunately have children at that point, but Barry Monkey, your point is very well made.
Chris Best, I'm not booking Gunther because Triple H is going to give me something if I don't book him.
Oh, did you get a card for not booking Gunther?
I can't book my most popular giant.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's just a generic commissioner goal. Okay.
Yeah. So. They really got to do tag team call-outs. That'd be just great. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. Let's go with let's get a little weird. Yeah. All right, let's do that. Now we're gonna do some advertisement. And if I can't use my tag team guys, I am gonna
Was Bray Wyatt versus? Okay, no, there's nothing there. I was gonna say make sure that wasn't a stale feud between Edge and Bray, but it doesn't appear to be.
nothing gets stale because it's a new season. Because remember, Becky and Rhea had the cool down, and that got initially moved now because of the new season. So I think that has something to do with it.
All right. I just didn't want you to do a promo that was going to start a feud that was going to suck. Are you going to get yourself a women's champion this week?
No, I'm going to wait on that one. But I do have an idea.
Or at least you're going to get some women's champions on your show.
Yeah, we're going to do something different. And they're actual tag teams.
They are.
So that's going to help me out.
Much to my chagrin. Well, I thought that was going to help me out with Pretty Deadly, and it didn't. So. Thank you to everyone who has tuned in tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Go ahead and give your thoughts in the chat about what we're doing. If you have any wrestling-based questions that you want us to answer, if you want to talk to us about what happened on NXT or Dynamite or Raw, go ahead and throw those thoughts in there, and we can go ahead and use those as some talking points to make sure that this is entertaining for you guys as it is for us sitting here playing a video game. Did you talk about Bobby Pacino saying that MJF is wrestling Kenny Omega for the World Championship on Collision?
Haven't yet. And I'm very interested to see why they're doing that on just TV and not using that as a build-up to anything bigger. Maybe you could...
I'm going to guess that's because they're being told by Turner that the ratings need to improve on Collision. Oh, we got a submission match in the main event this week to end the feud that Paris was in last week.
Now, I bought a submission card and playing it.
There you go. Guaranteed 5-star match. That's what you like to do. Donna Matrix.
You know what? Got stamina, but who's the most popular?
Carl Anderson.
You know what? I'm not. I'm just gonna let this. No, I want to do that. Cool.
All right. Bailey, what the hell happened to my rematch clause? How come Baszler got a shot before me? Oh, yeah, you wanted to... Oh, oops.
I'm not the only one that forgets. It's hard when it's a week after, right?
Yeah, it's also hard when it's a switch over to a new season, and I didn't look at anything like that.
This is why smart people write it down, and we don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I started, but I just stopped.
Do I have anything else I need to do? No, I don't. All right, so Tozawa needs to wrestle AJ Styles again in the next 2 weeks. My least popular giant is in a match for a Veto Champ card. Okay, cool. Who is my least popular giant? Okay, cool. Tamina, you are already going to be in a match, so fine. Cards. Always worth picking up one of those. No. Surpass 400,000 in the bank. Fulfill 5 promises to superstars. That would have been easier if I hadn't screwed Bailey over. Triple threat matches. 5 free agents. Tables matches. Charity promo.
We don't have the same goals, do we? Like, they're not the same
No.
across the board?
They shouldn't be.
So.
They should always be a little different.
Need some Steiner math, huh?
You know, Big Papa Pump has got the hookup.
I love that they're using the old Scott Steiner and not like the Big Papa Pump version of it.
Yeah, they're using the Steiner Brothers Steiner, which is always a plus. Plus, he's just a really high popularity guy that I can get to put in stuff like right here.
The Steiner Brothers theme back in the day is so underrated. It was so good.
Oh, AJ's a double champion. This is slightly problematic. That's fine. And Big E. We're going to go ahead and play a fixed
He is the face that runs the place, right?
He is
literally.
The face that runs the place. And we're going to go ahead and put this title on Akira Tozawa. The secret weapon is going to be in the North American champion. All right. We've got Flair and Baszler in an Iron Woman match for the title again. And a tag team.
Bobby coming in saying, I think it's because MJF is closer to being the longer reigning AEW World Champion.
It could be it.
I would love to see wrestling stop using the longest reigning for a while.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've played that out with Roman Reigns.
Well, and with AEW, it's not like saying much because they're so young as a company still that it's not really that big of a deal yet. Like,
No, I agree.
I don't know. Like, for me, I think the biggest thing for the AEW World Championship right now is just getting somebody who has a very active title reign, like defending the title a lot.
Remembering who the champion is.
Yeah. Because right now, Christian Cage's title comes off to me as the most prominent and important title in AEW.
I can see that. I can see why you would say that. I've got some specialty stuff I can do here. Let's throw a little bit of specialty in there.
Also, Ed, I think there might be a might be a thing happening. I might be gaining some waves. I have a feeling I might gain some waves after this episode.
There we go. Waves are always nice.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're talking a little when you were away about the Berlin show, and I said this could be the perfect show if he hasn't won it already at this point, to maybe either A, put the championship on Gunther, or a mid-card title on Ludwig Kaiser.
I think if you want to do a specialty match for that audience and you want to go big with it, I think a World Heavyweight Championship match with a reigning defending champion of Gunther, who, having won it at WrestleMania or right around SummerSlam, because remember, this is an early August show. This is an August show, so we're going to be close to SummerSlam time. So if Gunther wins it at Mania or SummerSlam, taking on a newly brought up to the main roster at right around WrestleMania, Ilya Dragunov, because we know they can have a banger of a match. And Ilya Dragunov mentioned today that he moved to Germany as a kid, so he lived a while in Germany.
Oh yeah,
Gunther ran WXW's training facility for years. So there's no bigger match to that German audience, I think, than Gunther versus Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah. Listening to Ilya Dragunov explain how he looks at professional wrestling is one of the more interesting ways, because he is very different from a lot of people. But it's so refreshing because of the way he presents himself and the way that it complements a lot of other people, and the way a lot of people compliment him. And it's unique, but it's a good unique because it's needed when so many people look at professional wrestling a similar way.
Yeah. We got the secret weapon, Akira Tozawa, not only winning the match and winning the championship, but starting a rivalry with the right person that I wanted him to start the rivalry with, which is Big E Langston. So fantastic job.
Well, he has to. AJ's in a rivalry with somebody else.
I don't think so.
I thought it was.
I don't think so. Tiffany Stratton calls out Cora Jade, gets me a level 1 rivalry. Fantastic. R-Truth versus Scott Steiner. We got some good popularity in this match, so I'm excited about this. 4 stars. Nice. Level 1 rivalry. Bailey calls out Ivy Nile. So what I'm doing here is I'm getting a lot of little rivalries going and kind of figuring it out and kind of trying to play out a bunch of different options. Tamina needed to get her on the show to get the Veto Champ card. Liv Morgan gets the win. 3 stars and a rivalry goes to level 2. That's fine. It's exactly what I needed out of a match like that. MVP gives me the same 16,000, but actually loses 2 popularity. So a little bit better on. And then we got Chris Best saying, thank you, Ed. Now I know why I got confused Gunther for being German yesterday on Turnbuckle Talk. I forgot he started working in Germany. Yeah, his primary home as an independent wrestler was at WXW in Germany. He is Austrian. He is not German. He's Austrian. But Americans don't know the difference between Austrians and Germans, so they always get portrayed as a German. So that's why it is the way it is.
Yeah. Bobby Stats coming in saying MJF is going to defend the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships against the Guns at AEW Full Gear on November 18th. And I strongly...
Isn't that the same night he's taking on Jay White?
Yeah. Remember, he's the 2 champions.
Well,
so he'll probably open in one thing. But I think Jay White should cost MJF those titles.
I don't think you need to cost him. It's one guy wrestling against 2. The Guns should just be able to win the match clean.
Yeah, but it's how you get... Yeah, it's just a heat thing.
By the way, Shayna Baszler had 100 popularity here, too. Just want to say that. 4.5 stars.
Oh, yeah, because she was on Bischoff's brand. That's why.
Yeah.
And then Barry Monkey saying, dickhead fans treating short title reigns as some massive failure are a problem.
I agree. Transitional champions aren't a bad thing. Think about it. Mick Foley. When you think of Mick Foley, you think of world champion, hardcore legend, one of the greatest of all time. That man held the world championship for less than a month combined in all of his reigns as world champion. Like, there's nothing wrong with just reigning, for a short period of time. You don't want to keep flip-flopping the title all the time, but short title reigns can tell a good story.
Yeah. Opening up, we got Rhea Ripley against Becky Lynch with Wendy Chu, a.k.a. Astrid, running in. So let's simulate this. Rhea Ripley winning. So,
that's
Wendy Chu. What the heck were you doing?
That's going to hurt your curve.
Yeah, sure is. And then we got Good call out there by Edge and Bray Wyatt. I absolutely hit the button too quickly. My apologies. But in our mid-card match, we got Dakota Kai and Io Sky going up against Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. I'm going to call them Killer Combat as a different KC name. How about that? There.
That works.
No, it's better than KC Squared, I think.
I mean, I like KC Square, but then I was the one who came up with it. So,
but they do need a tag name, by the way. But we're gonna simulate this matchup. 1, 2, 3, and we got Damage Control becoming your women's tag champions with a rivalry starting with Killer Combat, Kai and Sky. So it's Kai and Sky. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, so now Io Sky two feuds.
Sky Kai.
Well, no, but because you remember Kai and Tai.
I know, but I'm thinking Sky High, Sky Kai.
That's what I'm thinking. I know. I was thinking Kai and Tai. But we got Jey Uso coming in, getting me 10 grand with the popularity down 2. That's fine. You're in a tag team. We'll get that back up. And then in the mid card, we got Karrion Kross against with everybody saying L.A. Knight. Yeah. With Dwayne running in, and I'm sure this is going to at least do something. We got Karrion Kross winning. What is people running in for? Sky and Ty. How about Sky and Kai? If you're going to do that, you have to do that.
Yeah, that's what I said. Sky Kai.
No, but he's saying Sky and Ty instead of Kai and Ty.
Yeah,
but then I'm like, and then instead of Ty, you got to go Kai. You can't forget about Dakota now. We got 3,000 fans with Jimmy Uso, so appreciate that. And in the main event, we got Seth Rollins against Ilya Dragunov for the U.S. title in a submission match. The feud is stale, but we got to finish it. Ilya Dragunov winning. Rivalry complete. Thank God. Needed to get rid of that one.
And Eric Bischoff putting his last man standing stale rivalry of two 100 popularity people together again. It only got a 4-star match this week, though, so it's okay. So Parrish had a bit of trouble. Let's see if we can... You got good tag chemistry in your tag match. Yep, just bad performance, bad class matchup, which you knew because you weren't trying to have a great match there. And the same here.
No.
It was the performance. The class matchup was good. The roles were good. The popularities are good.
Well, this match had to be done because I made a promise to Rhea, so I keep her happy with that. Right? No. Don't have to worry about that. I grew the rivalry with Wendy and Rhea, so it's not a not the.
I know. I just wanted to. I was trying to help see if there was anything that we could take from what happened there. R-Truth has a great feel for Extreme Rules matches, and NXT should take advantage. Good to know.
There you go. You're over $500,000. No?
Yeah, 503 with 40,000 fans this week. That's not bad.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take it.
All right.
Did you know Dakota and Io work really well together as a tag team, Parrish?
Yeah. That did not work as much as I wanted it to.
Well, 31,000 fans, so only about 9,000 less than I got this week, and you got another $150,000 to get you to almost $500,000. That's not bad.
No, but I did play that network thing.
Oh, you played the network?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was hoping it would do more.
33. Well, it did. I mean, remember, you had 2 1-star matches on your show, too.
I also had a stale rivalry as my main event. So
yeah, I mean considering everything you put out there, I think that card play did a lot to keep you in line. Yeah. Because Barrett Bischoff got 33,000. NXT gets the Veto Champ card for completing their commissioner goal. And I've now crossed the big bucks mark, so I get the Over the Moon to the Moon card.
Let's call
it the Moon.
We should just call that the Cameron Grimes.
Yep, that's the Cameron Grimes card. You got You got the Shane McMahon.
No. I got the Rob Van Dam.
Shane McMahon.
No, I don't think. No, not talking pushing.
So we're sitting here. You're 10,000 fans behind Eric Bischoff, which ain't bad. Only 10 grand back.
Yeah.
And then I've got about 137,000 fan lead right now, but we all know that's going to change very quickly because we've seen what happens when Ed's in the lead or when everybody's in the lead. And all the stuff starts coming in towards the middle and the end of the season.
I seem to do well when I'm starting off at the number 3 position, as we can go back to season 1.
Yeah. Akira Gisala says, thanks for the rematch against AJ Styles. You're welcome, Akira. Told you I'd get the win this time. All right. Triple H wants me to have an Iron Man match, I guess. I can do that, Trips. Let's just book all the big stuff. All right, let's see who's out there. Permanent Carolina Reaper. Maybe. Legends.
Speaking of Rob Van Dam.
Yeah. Where is he? Right there.
What of a kind.
I mean,
now I will say his TNA theme up there for one of his best themes.
That's the Pantera one, right?
No, that was his ECW.
Oh, okay.
It's like Rob Van Dam. Oh, effing show. No, Pantera, yeah, that was his original. And I kind of, part of me wished that they kind of would use that a little bit more. But Bobby Stats coming in saying, who would you guys like to see wrestle against Alexis King?
I mean, right now, anybody. Like, he had his debut last night against Dante Chen. It was a good start. You know, we've got a mid card that needs some shaking out right now. I wouldn't mind a Nathan Frazier at some point if Nathan Frazier beats Dominic Mysterio. I wouldn't mind a Tony D'Angelo in a singles match. I think that could be fun. But right now we kind of just gotta wait. There's no real big opponent for him right now. As a babyface in the mid card. At the moment that I can really think of and go, I need to see that match. I mean, Josh Briggs will be a fun match.
The one thing I would say, the one partnership I'd be interested in is, and this is all depending on if he stays in NXT for a little bit, but maybe somewhat of an alliance between Lexis King and Braun Breaker.
Yeah, I could see that being something fun.
Well, there you go. If R-Truth is healthy, like when he comes back, if they keep him in NXT, what about R-Truth versus Lexis King?
That would definitely work. I would wholeheartedly agree with that statement.
What did you think about the debut of Lexis King?
I thought it was good. I don't think it was... There was nothing super sensational about it, but at the same time, there was nothing wrong with it.
I mean, and I think that's just it. Like, when you have a debut, it's either going to be one extreme or the other.
Yeah.
Bobby Stats is coming up with Lexis King versus Eddie Thorpe.
I could see that being a fun match to have. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think you have to establish yourself, pun intended, somewhere. And I think he is definitely trying to dissociate himself from his father and start his own path. So I think that this is what we're going to expect to see for a little bit. But yeah, it would be nice to kind of see a little bit more. But I mean, again, debut. You're going to get more and more as the weeks come up. Chris Best coming in saying, I'm basing this off his gimmick in AEW, but I really thought pairing him up with Chase U would have been fun to see.
Yeah, I think him as a heel against Duke and Andre Chase would be fun. Or even if you put him with them, the whole varsity gimmick, yeah. I can see the varsity blondes thing that he was running in AEW. If they had gone that route, pulling it off in there, I think that would have been fun.
The one thing I might consider if I was WWE, I would bring back Cody Rhodes for one more episode and do an in-ring segment with Lexis King.
That could be something to see later on. But I think you can do that later on as well. I don't think you need to do it right away.
Or even potentially, here's one that I will even say.
Yep.
What if he even has a partnership with Dominic Mysterio, who is trying to also dissociate himself from his father? That could be a very intriguing pairing.
Yeah, that would work.
You don't really have anyone to.
Oh no! All 9 of these people I can put it on. It's raising.
No, but I'm saying I'm not saying you didn't have anyone. I was about to say you didn't really have a general idea who you're planning on using it on. You were kind of looking at your options.
Wanted to see who was there. Yeah, I wanted to see who was there.
I hope he wins it. I truly hope he wins it.
I think that they need to put him in the breakout. I think and I agree. I think he needs to win that tournament.
Yeah. Chris Best coming and saying the road is wide open for what we could see as Lexis King goes. And yeah, and that's just it. What we saw in a debut on NXT is already more than what he did in AEW. The only thing of noteworthy I saw Brian Pillman Jr. in AEW was the time they were in Cincinnati and they were doing something with MJF. Outside of that, he's a whisper in a wind. Karen Cross is saying that loser Rock attacked me during last night, and I'm not gonna, our last fight, I'm not gonna stand for garbage like that. I want to settle things in the ring with him in the next 3 weeks. Perfect. We have a PLE carrying.
Excellent.
Yeah. Good. You mess with Cross, you pay the price. I'm not happy about losing my strap. As a former champion, enacting my rematch clause, I want a championship rematch against Iliad. Nobody else better get a shot at the United States champion for me. Perfect. Perfect. I have an idea.
Okay.
My popular fighter. Well, I'm going to do my logistics first. So I'm just planning.
That's fine. I'm just answering a few text messages. Yeah, I agree. The road is wide open for Lexis King. They've done a good job of right away. We know who he is. They've told us that he doesn't want to be part of his dad's legacy, whether it's right or wrong. They've done what they want to do with that between creative and him. And again, for those that say that it's a good thing or a bad thing, like he would have had the option of whether or not this is the route he would have wanted to go. They would have talked to him. So he's on board with this idea. So I don't want to get too on him about, hey, he's using Lexis King as a name. Because at least this way, he's acknowledging the name change. Unlike what NXT normally does, where they just pull out a random name generator and go, okay, you're a dumb name. They've given us a valid reason. Here's why he is named Lexus King. This is what it's all about. And I love that. Because it makes the name change mean something, which means we're meant to care about him, which means things are going to go well because they have a plan.
I think we have to extend the leash we have with name changes. And we have to be a little bit more open-minded to, okay, well, let's see why they're doing it and let's see how this works. Instead
I
of,
agree.
I don't like it, I'm so used to what I already knew kind of a thing. So yeah. Bobby coming in. Would you guys like to see Cedric Alexander in NXT?
I mean, sure. It's better than him being in catering.
I think him and Dominic for the North American title would be amazing.
I think him in the tag team division with Nathan Frazier would be amazing. I think there's a lot you can do with Cedric Alexander in there. I think Dominic Mysterio's last few NXT appearances are coming up. I don't think he holds on to this title very much longer. Then again, I wouldn't have put the title back on him after having Trick Williams defeat him for the title. So, take what I say with a grain of salt. Parrish has got a backstage brawl between Bray Wyatt and Edge. And who is Finn running in on? Seth? Parrish. Okay, yeah, Seth. Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, because this is who he's helping, right?
No, it's who he's attacking.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I want to start Finn and Seth. I think that is perfect.
No, that's good. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't see who it was when you went through it the first time. That's why I asked. Parrish has got a good looking show coming on here. He's got his promos all booked up. How's the little Bambino doing, Parrish? Give us an update.
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah, so
Is he
it's...
pooping a lot?
Oh, yeah. He's my kid, so yeah, he's definitely doing that.
Are you sleeping much?
Yeah, more so during the day. I mean, obviously, I'm still going to work, so I don't see him a lot during the day, so I don't know what he does necessarily. So this is something that, yeah, like it's, I don't know. I'll just say this, and a lot of people would be like, okay, maybe they don't expect Parrish to say something like this. But I never understood the emotion and how amazing it is just to hold your child and how much that just makes your day. No matter what happens, it is probably the greatest thing that I look forward to every day is just to hold my son.
There you go. It is indeed a special feeling that is like no other. Indeed.
I'm going to do that.
Well, that could pop your rivalry 2 or 3 levels if you do a steel cage. If the steel cage happens and the tag team rivalry does too, can it go all the way to 4?
We're going to find out.
We're gonna try to see what happens.
But hold on. I need to do not book your most popular fighter this week. So manage my roster. Who's my most popular fighter? And that is
Dakota Kai.
Okay. So we're going to do something a little different. You know what? That actually works out. I
was gonna say, doesn't Io have a singles feud with Nikita?
She sure does. She sure does.
And you could leave it at steel cage and have it go up 2 ranks. Try to at least have it go up 2 ranks.
No, whatever. Well, I'll just come back to that. No, that's what I want.
Tables.
Yeah.
That is the show.
Yeah, now let's see what we have in power cards. I think I might piss somebody up, so we'll have that just as insurance. All right, we got your show starting up.
We got an Extreme Rules Fatal 4-Way for the North American Championship. We got 2 rivalries in this because I want to start pushing a couple of these rivalries to have some options come pay-per-view time.
We got Bobby Stats coming.
Champion.
Bobby Stats coming in. What matches are you guys looking forward to watch on Crown Jewel? And I'm just going to flat out say this. Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. Cody versus Damian Priest for me. I think that's going to be a banger of a match. I'll tell you what match I'm not looking forward to, and it's going to irk some people and make some people irritated. LA Knight versus Roman Reigns. I'm not feeling it the way a lot of people are.
I'm more curious than excited about that match because I'm more curious to see what they're going to do to present that. Also, I think a match to look forward to and to kind of not know what they're going to do is that Fatal 5-Way for the women's title.
Yeah.
I really hope Zoe Stark comes out of that match as a viable threat. I think this is a huge opportunity for her.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
And I think this is an excuse for Ripley to wear a lot of leather.
She does like her leather.
Yeah.
All right, so I mean, we had a good show. We didn't have a great show. Not everything worked the way I wanted it to, but some of it did. So we'll see what happens. Mr. Parrish, what you got going on your side?
I got an idea of a tag name for Ray and Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman used to do a lot of ambulance matches.
Yeah.
So let's just call them 61911.
That works.
We got Jimmy and Jay Uso against Ludwig Kaiser and Gunther in a tag team title match inside a structured steel cage. Let's see what happens. Imperium becomes the new champion in an amazing match.
There you go. But only
see,
one.
Trip, this is why I needed him for the network special, bro. Like, it would have helped me out. But yeah, but the Raveler only grows to level 2, not to level 4, like you're thinking. So we got a promo of the Rock Colonel carrying across. That's going to a level 3 in good time for that PLE. We got a mid-card match of Seth freaking Rollins against Ilya Dragunov for the U.S. title that I did put. Thank God, because I did not see the thing in the background, so I was hoping that I put it. They really got to do that. They got to put the title in the background on this thing.
They do. This isn't for the title.
Yeah, it is. It says title match.
Oh, it does say title match. That's weird. Normally they do.
Right. Yeah, threw me off as well. Bobby, coming in saying, looking forward to watch Seth versus Drew for the world title. Actually, you know what? I'm interested. I'm very interested.
I'm bored of Seth. I'll say
no, but I'm more interested to see what they're doing with Drew right now.
I'm very excited for what they're doing with Drew, but I'm so over Seth at this point that it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So let's simulate this, because you got a run in from Finn Balor. And we got a great match. Perfect. So Seth is the new champion.
There you go.
And Finn Balor is going to get a championship. This is great. LA Knight getting me 10 grand. Yeah. Minus 536. That's okay. We'll get it back. We'll get it back. We got a mid-card match here with Io Sky against Nikita Lyons in a tables match. And Io Sky's wins in a good match. 3 stars. And Rhea Ripley is calling out Wendy Chu, aka Astrid, for her shenanigans that was last week running in. So yeah, getting a level 3 rivalry. We got Edge versus Bray Wyatt in a backstage brawl 1-on-1. We're gonna simulate that up, and we got Edge, the rated R, coming in level 2 in a 3.5 stars. Perfect.
Yes. Sorry. Just setting some stuff up for work tomorrow. I apologize. All right. Eric Bischoff has, for the first time, he doesn't have Brute First versus Dabakato.
No, yes.
So I didn't have as good a show as I've had in the previous weeks. 4-star opener, but perfect curve going the rest of the way, so that's nice. Parrish with a very good curve on his show. Eric Bischoff with a pretty good curve on his show. So everybody's going to probably do about the same. All right, so that double rivalry worked. That rivalry didn't. That didn't start nothing. That doesn't look like it did anything. That started a rivalry. That rivalry went up. Okay.
It's crazy you didn't have AJ in a rivalry beforehand.
No, it didn't. I didn't think it did.
Anyway, you got 35,788 fans. And you made $125,817.
Tamina act the wrong person. I didn't pay attention to who Tamina was running in on, and she was supposed to run on a Liv. That's why I didn't do anything for the rivalry.
Hell yeah.
But that's all right. 120,000, 35,000. Not too bad.
No.
Edge is a natural at backstage brawl matches.
33,693 fans, and I make 70,515. Yeah, I spent a little bit on this show, so
you did.
Yeah, I expected that, but had to do something.
But you keeping with us on as far as fan change, so that's good. Bischoff is now again over $1 million in cash. Just. I don't know what to do. Double costs in Parrish's hands.
Yeah.
I got an injury rehab 3. And here we go. We are sitting pretty. Parrish, you are now, looks like 1,000 fans behind stuff.
Not even. I'm 250.
Yeah.
50. So that's quick math for you right there. 250.
Before we get going into the next booking cycle, we got Bobby Petito saying, I was thinking maybe Roxanne Perez or Tiffany Stratton could be Lyra Valkyria's first opponent for the NXT Women's Championship.
That come up as a shock to you with her winning the title?
Oh, yeah. So let's put it this way. During the match, I sent out a tweet saying, hey, we're going live, and NXT put the women in front and focus, thinking that the foregone conclusion that Becky Lynch was retaining the championship. Had I waited literally 2 minutes, I would have been able to find out that I could have put new champion on NXT. Tune in to find out who.
Oh, so Seth did not walk out as champion. It was at DQ.
Oh.
But, it's all good. Been talking with Bray a lot. Oh, my God. This just hits home.
Too real, Carrion. Too real.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, you can have a tag match forever. Ouch. That one hurts.
Whew. What? They say video games aren't realistic. Huh?
Yeah, and it is week 4, and we are in Chicago, Illinois.
Ooh,
special promotion.
Oh, I have to.
Oh. You're gonna get CM Punk this week and have him appear on your show? We have the wonderful Allie Rose jumping in and saying Chicago, as she is native to the Chicago area.
I mean, I love Chicago. I went there for WrestleMania 22. Instantly fell in love with the city. It was amazing. Yeah, I'd love to go back. I really do. It was very weird, though, because I went shortly after the Chicago White Sox won the World Series, and nobody seemed to care because it's definitely Cub Nation down there.
I was going to say, depends on what side of the city you're on. If you're on the north side or the south side. But yes, the Chicago White Sox are far less popular in Chicago than the Cubs are. Ali says, ha ha ha, I cared. As obviously, roots for the wrong Sox.
I mean,
it just is the wrong Sox. When in doubt and you want to pick a color sock to root for red.
I mean, I don't know. All I know is I'm not going for a Blue Jay, so we're fine on there.
Oh God, no!
Just because I'm Canadian does not mean I cheer for the Blue Jays. I just don't. But interested to ask you though, Rangers, Diamondbacks. Who do you have?
Diamondbacks. I've been a Diamondbacks fan since they started. During their initial season, I had a Diamondbacks hat. I was always a fan. I would love to see the Arizona Diamondbacks go ahead and take the World Series.
I think it's a good story. Nobody picked them to win, and they've just been, kind of taking out people, like teams, right? So, very interesting to just see if their Cinderella story kind of is completed. Sure. We'll do something like this.
There we go. Oh, you can get that tag match going that you tried to get going last week.
Unless if I find out that Triple H ensure that Jey Uso fights this week. Okay.
That can be arranged.
Actually, kind of curious on how this is going to pan out, but we'll see.
Oh, Fatal 4-Way. Okay, I get you.
That's interesting to me, and I don't know why. Bobby Bonino says, your guys' thoughts on Braun Breaker versus Mr. Stone at Halloween Havoc Night 2. I personally do not care about Mr. Stone in any way. I'd like to see him be future endeavored. But Braun Breaker, I hope, just beats the piss out of him, if you ask me.
We don't root for people to lose their jobs.
I,
however, have a more interesting take. Me and Ashley put it out there, and Ashley put it out there on the Twitter sphere, and it got me a follow from the man himself. I think it'd be a bunch of fun if WWE brought in Mr. Jesse Goddard himself, Mr. Pectacular Jesse Goddard, not NWA, OVW star extraordinaire, star of the new show, The Wrestlers. I think it'd be fantastic if they could work out a working relationship for a one-night-only appearance for Jesse Goddard to come in and save his old friend Robbie E. I think that would be absolutely fantastic, and I think it's something you can do without having to have a storyline, or you could have Robbie E there for, and send Robbie E over to OVW for a couple of weeks and rekindle that relationship and that friendship between the working partnership there, even between OVW and WWE. I don't see there any reason not to do it. I don't see any reason why. No, Von Wagner made it perfectly clear last night that he's not going to be at the match. I don't think that it would make sense to bring him in, considering he can barely walk, according to the promo segments. Obviously, he's perfectly fine in reality, and it's all storyline. But no, I just think it'd be fun to put Mr. Pectacular, Big Brother's own Jesse, live and on WWE's NXT. I think that'd be a whole bunch of fun. We want to thank everyone who's still sticking around and giving us a watch. We greatly appreciate it as we get close to hitting the 1.5 hour mark. Show's almost over. Parrish is booking his 4th show. I'm booking my 4th show. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go through and we're going to simulate those shows. And then we're going to go ahead and make sure that we tell you where you can find us and things like that. But while Parrish is doing this, Parrish, give me 1 second. I want to do something. And I'll let you go back to booking in just a second.
Oh, okay. I was just, yeah.
No, I know. All right, you can go ahead.
All right.
So, for those of you that don't know, you can go ahead and go to rogueenergy.com. It is scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Or you can go ahead and get their brand new mobile app on Apple iOS or Google Play Store. You can go ahead and get Rogue Energy. Rogue Energy is a safe, healthier alternative to your favorite energy drinks. Tastes great. It comes in cans if you're in the United States. If you're in Canada or in the United States, you can also get the powdered version to go ahead and make it yourself. They have a brand new flavor with the Ruby Splash to go ahead and get their hydration formula Ruby Splash. But make sure that whatever you might do, whether it be Tiger Blood, whether it be a Rocket Pop, whether it be my favorite, the Sour Watermelon, you go ahead and when you go to rogueenergy.com or use the mobile app, make sure you put in the promo code OLEPODS to get 10% off your order. OLEPODS gets you 10% off any order. You can go ahead and get a starter kit. You can go ahead and try that out to try out some of the flavors. They have a small selection of tryout flavors you can do. Or you can get it by the tub or by the can, depending on how you want to go. So make sure you go to rogueenergy.com. Use the promo code OLEPODS to get 10% off your order. It helps us out a little bit on this end, and more importantly, it helps you save money. And right now, as we enter that holiday season, saving money is the utmost importance.
Yeah. No, I think I'm good.
All right, and Parrish has gone ahead and did that. So I'm going to change this. Chris Best says, What is first best? It really
It's
surprised me that he still hasn't picked up Jesse. No, I think Jesse is more than capable and happy doing all of the other things that he does that WWE probably wouldn't let him do, which is why he's still on the indies in OVW, making his own way and doing all the wonderful things that Jesse does.
If they pick up Jesse Goddard, I want him and Miz to join forces.
Yep. I think that'd be fantastic.
And I wouldn't hate if Logan Paul and Dominic Mysterio, they just created a group.
It could be a lot of fun there. MVP, I haven't had any matches in a while, and the fans starting to forget about me. Well, I'm absolutely going to give you a match then, big man. All right, with the right exposure, you can go ahead and do something. Well, that's great. We're going to have...
Well, I mean, it's like he's like a guaranteed rating for Big Brother because it's Big Brother, and they just like to go back to what worked for them. They don't do a lot of cool new things, actually. And one thing I hate about the show, because I used to be a real big fan of the show, is that they got too predictable and they got too stagnant on who they chose as house guests. They needed to play up what the perception of the world is and not who made good characters on TV. Now, did they really ever do that feud in real life? Shayna versus Charlotte?
No, it has never... I don't think it's ever happened in real life yet.
Does that not surprise you?
There's a lot of things that surprise me about Shayna Baszler and how ineffectively she's been booked up to this point on the main roster. There are many great things that surprise me about Shayna Baszler's usage so far.
Now, curious, if we don't use our Legend Whisperer this season,
Yep.
Does that mean we get 2 next season?
You get an additional one next season.
Interesting.
So you can bank them. I've used mine already this season.
Yeah.
I picked up Lita.
Because you got Trish, right?
I picked up Lita,
Lita.
and then I bought Trish because she was only 5 weeks.
Oh, okay, fair.
Because Lita was a 10-week, so I used the card to take the more expensive option off the table. All right. It's going to hurt my fans, but I think that the show will do enough to do that. Stamina's okay. Stamina's here okay. Stamina's here a little rough. Let's get this match off the card and get this match on the card.
I have a potential pairing that I'm curious to see what you would think.
Yeah.
Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton.
Yep. I wholeheartedly think that could be a really good idea. Normal matches to keep everybody healthy. Book all the big stadium stuff. Really? 2 or higher rivalries. Do I not have two level 2 or higher rivalries on the show? 2? Oh, no. Okay.
So I'm currently on my TV. I have the network on, and it's the best of like WWE, Seth Rollins' best matches, and obviously this is dated. So there's probably in the last 4 years, maybe not a lot of his stuff on, but I mean, maybe, who knows? But right now they have him versus Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank. Clearly that was the time where every member of the Shield held the WWE Championship. But I still think they messed up the finish in that match.
Yeah.
The spear to pedigree, I truly believe, probably was the finish.
Yeah, I can see that working. Do that. And then roll change. here because I didn't realize that was babyface versus babyface. All right, so that'll do that. Nothing to buy there. It still doesn't do that. So I do not have a superstar left to book. There. Yeah, I did. Oh, is she not? Are they not the champ? Oh, there's no champions in that match.
And then Bobby Stats is coming in saying, would you guys like to see Jesse Goddard wrestle on NXT or main roster? Or how about a match between Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton? I just said I'd like to see them together at some point. But if Jesse Goddard was to be anywhere, I think NXT is the best spot for him right away. And Chris Best, is that one all? Yes, I said that. Yes, it is. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins only wrestled each other once at Money in the Bank. And that was the time all the Shield members held the title. Because Roman came in as champion, lost it to Seth, and got cashed in.
Yep. All right. On NXT, we've got AJ Styles taking on MVP for the NXT Championship. And MVP, after coming into my office and talking about how the fans were thinking a little less of him, goes ahead and gets a big win, grows his rivalry to level 2, and becomes the new NXT champion. We increased rivalry between Big E and the secret weapon Akira Tozawa. Right there. GM interference. I'm getting involved on behalf of the lovely Tiffany Stratton and Tamina in this match as I put 2 singles feuds together into a tag team match to get Cora Jade on the card.
It's okay, Chris. It's okay.
We're just teasing you best. Yeah. It's all right. R-Truth goes ahead and cuts an excellent promo to get him and Steiner up to a level 3 for the pay-per-view. We got Bayley running in on Lita here just to have some people doing some stuff. 2-star match. That's not ideal. But I needed to flip Ivy Nile because I realized that both Bayley and Ivy Nile are both baby faces. And I need a heel. So I had to do a little flip-flip. Here we got Shayna Baszler versus Charlotte Flair with Billy Slugger running in against Shayna Baszler to fulfill my commissioner goal. Shayna still wins the match, retains her title, 4.5 stars, does nothing for the rivalry, but I don't think that that's going to matter at this point.
And over here on Monday Night Raw, we have a tag team title match inside the 10 to 11 care structure of tables, ladders, and chairs. We have Io Sky, Dakota Kai defending the women's tag team titles against Katana Chance and Kaden Kata, also known in my eyes as Killer Combat with Simulates.
Okay, hit the button.
No, I did. I think I had a pop-up on my window, so I had to get out of that. We have Dakota Kai and Io Sky in a great match, retaining their titles. Terrific.
There you
go. We have Nikita Lyons calling out Io Sky, calling her.
But no rivalry.
Well, they already have one. I was hoping to extend it.
I know, but nothing happened with the rivalry.
So, Nikita Lyons, you can't cut a promo. Good to know. In a mid-card Falls Count Anywhere Fatal 4-Way match, I have our men's tag team title match. We have Ludwig Kaiser versus Jey Uso versus Gunther versus Jimmy Uso. I have a feeling I'm going to get Kaiser and an Uso and Gunther as an Uso as individual rivalries here.
Yeah, well, it's a fatal 4-way, so hopefully Jey Uso gets the
main event. Jey
versus Uso. We don't know which one, but that's it. No Kaiser. So
I love the specifics of that one.
Yeah, Uso.
Got LA Knight going fully Billie Eilish because he's the bad guy.
Huh? What? What's a Billie Eilish? No, I'm just kidding. I know who Billie Eilish is.
Someone who absolutely kicked the James Bond song's ass is who she is. We got Seth freaking Rollins against Finn Balor in a backstage brawl because it gets me fans.
It does.
And Seth freaking Rollins wins in a great 3.5-star match. Perfect.
But no rivalry.
There the end one, but yeah, that sucks. But they got fans. So
Yeah.
Becky Lynch gets me $8,000 with no change to her popularity. Thank you. And then in a main event tag team tornado tag match, I got the People's Rating. That's right. That is what I'm calling them. Edge and The Rock going up against Bray Wyatt and Karrion Kross.
Oh boy.
And the People's Rating in an amazing 4-star match shoots up to a level 2 rivalry. Perfect.
Oh, Commander Aziz versus Brute Force in the main event. 4.5 stars. So I had a bit of a down week. I mean, I had a great finale in my main event, but the week didn't go exactly as planned, which is fine. It is what it is. Just curious, how did this go? Tag chemistry is okay. All right. Oh, that was fine. Good job on that one. Tag chemistry, performance, the whole 9.
Bobby Stats is coming in saying, when do you guys think we'll see Brock Lesnar in the ring again?
Well, Mr. Tom Colohue covered this on his spoiler warning on Monday.
Before you say that, I want to see if what I'm thinking lines up, because I have not seen that.
I missed, I'll be honest, I got into the show late and missed when Brock Lesnar was going to come. So I was going to say, if you do want to know, go ahead and check out spoiler warning on the Tom Colohue YouTube channel.
But I would flat out have Brock Lesnar eliminate Gunther in the Royal Rumble if you don't have Gunther winning the Rumble.
I was going to say,
if you do have Gunther winning the Rumble, it ends up being those two in the final.
Karrion Kross and Bray Wyatt are an amazing tag team, Parrish.
I'm sure I'll hear about that.
$30,000, 30,000 fans, $41,000. So you're sitting around $400,000. And Chris Best coming in, as he did watch spoiler warning, and Tom Colohue said the Royal Rumble. But again, for all that wonderful news and information and the warnings of the spoilers, go ahead and check out spoiler warning with Tom Colohue every Monday, every Friday. He is a fantastic friend of the channel. All of that is down here below. We have no problem promoting him because he's been great to us on the back end, on the front end, being on shows, everything and anything. He's been there for us. So we have no problem promoting all of his wonderful content. Oh, but Eric Bischoff got 46,000 fans and $163,000.
I'm just going to draft his guys now.
I got a pre-match physio for completing my commissioner goal. You got a free crew booking, though. Very nice.
Yeah.
And here we sit, going into WrestleMania Backlash, which will be next week's show. I'm sitting at 48.11. Mr. Bischoff is sitting at 46.80. And Chris Parrish only 6,000 behind, sitting at 46.74. So the pay-per-view is going to be big. And Chris Parrish, mind you, still does not have a Raw Women's Champion on his roster yet. 4 weeks of booking.
But
he couldn't bother to book a champion. Ashley Bizarro, do you hear me?
Are you saying no bother? Do you not think I have an idea for it?
You just didn't bother.
No. See, that's just
weird. Against me. Shayna Baszler is not available for my show. Oh, no.
Oh. I mean, I did put double cost on him, so I got him back for you.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and just go through my emails. All right. Kit Wilson wants to be on the pay-per-view. All right. And there's where we stand. So I'm going to go ahead and close out the game. Mr. Parrish, where can the good people find you this upcoming week?
Well, as you see right on the right-hand side, you can see me on the X. Follow me on the X at Chris Parrish. Follow me on Twitch at the Chris Parrish. Follow me on the Threads or the Instagram at chris.parish. I'm also on Kick and YouTube at Chris Parrish. Where you can find me on the visual is our local establishment. You can follow me this Sunday at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Time with Busting Out. Bobby Munson and I, the Brunch Busters, are back in town, and we are going off the rails with another installment of Busting Out. You don't want to miss. Episode,
if I get one more letter from the Department of Transportation talking about how you guys don't choose to use the rail lines that have already been provided to you, I'm gonna have to come on there and scold you guys on the air.
Hey, understand this. We own the tracks.
Yeah, well, the Department of Transportation says otherwise.
Yeah, well, the Department of Transportation is a zit on our ass, all right? That's how we look at them. So we don't worry too much about them. But that's Sunday. We're not talking Sunday yet. We're just saying that's where you can see me coming up. And then obviously every Monday Night Raw watch along with Chris Best, OMD, and the golden voice of OLE, the host of Turnbuckle Studios, the co-host of Turnbuckle Talk, Carl Carafel. And then obviously next week, where we will do the WrestleMania Backlash at WrestleDraft Season 3.
And of course, you can find me on the X at EdFries12584. You can find me on the Twitch at EdFries2002, where I simulcast all the wonderful shows that I do here on our local establishment, as well as some gaming content as well when I'm not overloaded with stuff on here. You can find me tomorrow night after Ring Respect Radio for a special edition. Right after the episode of Loki airs, shortly after that episode airs, and right after Ring Respect Radio, me and Andre C are going to be back for Marvel Talk as we talk episode 4 of Loki Season 2. So make sure you go ahead and check that out. Then you can find me next Tuesday night as me and Ian Astrid go ahead and cover Night 2 of Halloween Havoc, main evented by Carmelo Hayes versus Ilya Dragunov 3 for the NXT Championship, as well as Dominic Mysterio versus Nathan Frazier for the North American Championship. And then, like Parrish said, right back here next week, WrestleDraft, WrestleMania Backlash. Mr. Parrish, do we have a good friend of ours to raid? We do. We're going to go ahead and raid Disguised Toast. So thank you all for jumping in. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you for Ali Rose for going ahead and following us, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.